Hey everybody, welcome to Remove Logic Radio. Come on in. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Remove Logic Radio. I'm your host, Karen Ray Lacey. Come on in. Welcome to Remove Logic Radio. Let me turn my phone down. I got double sound here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Welcome to Remove Logic Radio, everybody. I am going live on Facebook tonight. This is a push. For those of you that know me, every time I have to go live, it just gives me, I don't know, nerves. So thank you for joining me on tonight. I am excited to be here, nervous to be here, but excited nonetheless. It's my responsibility and my charge. And so whenever I don't have an interview already pre-recorded, then I have to go live. So look, welcome to September as we are in a new month and the ninth month of the year. I don't know about you, but this year has flown by and we are almost to the end of it, pressing our way towards the end. And but yeah, September 2024. This year is just seems like it's just almost a vapor. If you don't have memories and create memories, you better start creating some because days are flying by so fast. I really would like to take a moment to reflect on those that were affected by the senseless shooting in Georgia this week, and just to consider the families and the people that were impacted by the violence and families that were touched and the friends, and just take a moment just to consider them, because even though it's Georgia, it does affect us. As I don't know about you, I get just tired and heartbroken hearing about it all the time. And so just want to take a moment to just think about them in our hearts and in our prayers, and those who are grieving, those who are recovering from the tragic and senseless gun violence that our children have to endure, and the teachers going to school every day. School is almost turned into a battleground, sad to say. But just want to take a moment just to consider them and remember the loss and those that are grieving. I cannot imagine a mother sending your child off to school and then to get a call that there is a shooting and your child is amongst those that were either hurt, wounded, or killed. So let's just take a moment just to remember them today or tonight, those that were affected by the shooting in Georgia. Just thank you. Once again, just thinking about, as I said, the year going by so fast, and all the things that are going on, and as we are hurrying our way to an election, it's a lot going on, and it's a lot to be mindful of, a lot to consider others, even when we don't believe as they believe, agree as they agree. Violence is certainly not the way, and so we do want to be considerate of others, even though we don't agree with them. So just remember that as we move forward. I'm not going to politicize somebody's grief and suffering, but I definitely want to, be responsible to say, just think about others and give them the same grace that God gives us or gives you. When people don't think like you think and do as you do, just give them some grace. So once again, welcome to Remove Logic Radio. I'm your host, Karen Ray Lacey. Remove Logic Radio is a platform for those that are stuck. We try to bring guests on or have topics to help you to get unstuck for whatever stuck may be in your life. It's not always career minded, being stuck. It could just be something personal that you might be going through or have gone through in your life that has caused you to be stuck in that place. And so this platform, um, God gave it to me, orchestrated me, pushed me, moved me to do this, not for myself. So when I am here, most often it is somebody else here with me, and I'm not promoting Karen. I'm promoting something else to give people an inspiration, even sometimes some education, or sometimes some direction, or just a little bit of encouragement to move forward, to get out of that place where you're stuck. So I'm glad that you're here on tonight. I have a couple of things that I do want to talk about. One thing is, I'm sitting here with my uh, Just Strong shirt on, and I have been given the opportunity to be a brand ambassador for Just Strong. It is a movement. It's a movement that celebrates women and how strong you are as you are, just where you're standing right now. Maybe you might be just in that place where you're stuck, but you're still strong. And I applied to be a brand ambassador for Just Strong, and they accepted me. So I'm grateful for that. But this particular segment of Remove Logic Radio is brought to you by Just Strong. This is a movement that celebrates women for how strong they are. And even though we all have ways where we're working to improve, Just Strong likes to recognize you just for how strong you already are. For stronger than most, Just Strong will give you credit just for being you. They have all kinds of women in the community, and I love a community of women. Um, we need each other. We need to help each other. We need to consider each other. I have a large community of women that's made up of different segments of my life. There's a group of women from high school. We call ourselves OLG, the Old Lady Gang. And one thing that we do is try to help each other in our senior moments. And we get a laugh out of some of the things that we go through in those senior. But Just Strong is one of those communities that is comprised of women for women. And whether you are an experienced lifter, a new starter, or simply overcoming a great adversity in your life, Just Strong is there to help you out, encourage you, and to lift you up. So I'm excited to be a brand ambassador for Just Strong. One of the things that they do have is all kinds of workout attire. So I do like that because I'm all about staying busy and keeping it moving. And so they have workout clothes, and this shirt here is a little crop shirt that I work out in and sometimes lounge in, and it's very comfortable. I found that their clothes are easy to work out in, and they have the Just Strong logo all over. And so if you're interested, let me know. It's a wonderful way to encourage and inspire and promote women being strong just as you are. And it just kind of goes along with my brand, as well as the premise of Remove Logic, because wherever you are, it doesn't matter where you start as long as you start. And we are here to help you to get unstuck. So again, Just Strong, I'm a brand ambassador for them. I'm enjoying their workout clothes and just what they stand for. So this whole segment of Remove Logic is brought to you by Just Strong. I also I had a conversation with a dear friend of mine. I know she's watching, I know she's listening, but talking about getting unstuck. And being stuck, sometimes it's daily, or weekly, that you got to fight to be free. And I always say my mandatory maximum is freedom. I fight to stay free, even if I have to fight me to be free. And so I was, kept asking God, what are we doing this week on Remove Logic? And nothing came. And so when nothing came, then will you turn that light on for me? I'm sorry. It's getting a bit dark in here, or you can open the blinds. But yeah, I'll often consider how how I have to fight myself to stay free. And so as I was asking God, like, what are we talking about? And I didn't have a guess. And in my own apprehension of going live, I was down to the wire, still waiting on God to give me an answer. And so while I was working today, I was also prepping for doing a pre-recorded show, not going live, but pre-recorded. Even if it had to be me, it was gonna be pre-recorded. And so the dear friend of mine that is also the owner of Fishbowl Radio Network, she called because she didn't have all of my information for today's show, and I was still waiting on God to give me an answer. And so she called, and I looked and saw her call. I was like, okay. And she said, I was just checking everything out, and I didn't see all of your information. I said, because I'm still waiting to see what I'm going to do. Am I going to do pre-record, or am I going to go live? And so in our conversation about what I was going to do, and I was like, I just have this thing about going live on Facebook. Now, I can stand and I can talk. It doesn't matter if I'm preaching, speaking, whatever. I can do that. But that live thing, it always gives me apprehension. And so I was telling her that she was like, well, what is it? I was like, she says, is it fear? And I said, I'm not gonna say that it's fear, because I'm not afraid of speaking. I simply just don't want to do it. And so I'm in my own way. And we were talking about it. And the more that we talked about it, the more that I knew this is what you're doing tonight. Like, you've been waiting on this answer, but he sent her with the answer. And some of the things that we talked about is this doing the pre-recording of Remove Logic. And one of the things that we hit on just in this conversation, because she was gut punching me with every word that she was saying, though I was moving closer to, yes, I'm going to do it. I was being gut punched the whole way. Like, yeah, you're going to do it. But it was just like I had a uppercut to the left and an uppercut to the right, and something hit me in my stomach, and she was pushing me in my back at the same time. So I was just going through as I was going to this broadcast on tonight. But she talked about being pre-recording and how it's a place of comfort. And I was like, wow, that's it, because it's very comfortable for me to sit up and interview somebody, as you have seen, and I can do it with ease. Why? Because I'm a good listener, and I understand. I listen with understanding and listen with intentionality. And so, I thank God for that. But all that said, it's still a place of comfort for me. And in this, considering fighting to stay free, and freedom being my mandatory maximum, it also is a daily struggle. And it is something that I think that if we just probably take a moment and just consider the things that we do that cause ourselves maybe to be a bit inhibited, or, just to remain in, as for me, this comfort zone. My comfort zone is doing a pre-recorded show, and I can sit and talk with people, and then, just put it out there. But then I needed to have a little bit of growth in this area. And so again, the conversation that I had with her, it took me back to a conversation that I had with some friends this week on there's 3 things that can cause you to, not move. And so I'm just going to hit on those tonight. And I know they're listening, that they'll be familiar with some of the things that I talk about on tonight. But familiarity is one. And then the next one is comfort. And then the next one is convenience. And one thing about fighting to stay free, and I had talked with them this week, and I said, the people that benefit from you being in bondage get mad as hell when God releases you or sets you free. I'm just going to say that again for the people in the back or the people that's playing in your face. The people that benefit from your bondage get mad as hell when God sets you free. And it's really an interesting dynamic, because even though you fight to stay free, you still can cause yourself to become bondage for the benefit of others. And so that familiar thing, one of the things about familiarity is I know them and they know me. So when I'm interviewing somebody, whether they know me or we're getting to know each other, there's a comfort, also a familiarity that I have in this pre-recorded thing. And I'm just going to use me an example tonight, and you can take this and apply however you want to. But that familiar thing, and when it comes to sometimes if we get in situations financially, and we know, okay, I know I can go over there. They know me and I know them. I know their money and they know my situation. So a familiar thing is I can go ask them rather than going through or waiting on the new thing or this other way that God is going to bring you out. You go to that familiar place to request. But when you do that, you keep yourself in a cycle of something that is comfortable for you. Again, I know them and they know me, or they know my issue. And so I'm going to go over there to them because it's easier for me to ask them for some help, if it's financial, whatever it is, to go to somebody that's familiar than to wait and do something or obtain what God has for you from that unfamiliar place. So familiarity is one of those things that also can catch you up and cause you to remain in a cycle. I'm familiar with pre-recording, so I was going to keep on pre-recording, and that makes me feel comfortable. And so the next thing is comfort. Comfort is it's the easy way. It's like I can lay down in a comfortable place, even though it's not a good place, but it's a comfortable place. And when you become comfortable with scraps or a little bit here, a little bit there, comfort is oftentimes what is offered to you to keep you in the same position or to keep you quiet. So when you're comfortable with something, it keeps you where you are. Though you need it, it's comfortable. I'll take this little bit and this will make it okay for right now. And so again, as I can consider myself in this comfort zone that I was in pre-recording. A little bit here, a little bit there. I record my show, send the link over, and I'm done. And then I would go and I probably would do something else, or I would sit at my computer and prepare for the next show. But meanwhile, that one is running. And so the comfort of that was that I was in this familiar cycle that kept everything moving. But then when God says, but I need you to go there, or I need you to grow there. Sometimes that growth is something that we don't want to do because it's going to cause me to come out of my comfort zone and that familiar place. It's like I call it a band-aid, and a band and then AID, where you go to that same band, that same place, or those same people, that same moment, that same place to get the aid that you can get because you're comfortable there. And so it's like just enough. As I we played before the show came on, Jireh, you are enough. He's more than enough. And so oftentimes we'll put ourselves in a situation where we go to the same person doing the same thing the same way, and it's just enough. It's just enough to give you the band-aid. It's just enough to give you the peace or like a temporary fix. It's just enough. And so, we're steady crying out to God for more than enough, but we will run to the place that gives us just enough. Just enough. I was sharing with someone when Jacob, when he laid his head down on the rock, that rock in a hard place, and when he was in the place of trouble, and he found that stone, pulled the stone out, he laid his head down on that rock, and the Bible talks about where we get Jacob's ladder and where the angels were ascending and descending. They were going up, coming down, going up and coming down. They were going up and coming down with blessings. But there's a passage in that scripture, in that passage of scripture, that says that the Lord was there, and he spoke and shared with Jacob that he would never leave him, that he was there. Wherever you go, I'm going to watch over you. And so oftentimes the stuck place is going to that same familiar place, doing the same thing, and then you're expecting God to do something different. But he may require you to do something different to get something different, which is, for me tonight, doing a live show. I'm still going to get the results of a show, but I had to do something different. I had to come out of my comfort zone, out of the familiar place of recording. And as we were talking, I was like, oh my God, like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to go ahead and do the show live. And one thing she said, she was like, but Karen, this is a matter of growth. And, even at 60, how many you still got some growing to do? I haven't grown all that I'm going to grow, especially in God. There's still some growing to do. So here I am at 60, getting that sucker punch and the gut punch to go do something different, or to step outside of what was comfortable for me to do this. And honestly, when I do it, it's fine. It's just all the apprehension of getting it done that I don't like. And I'm honest to say, I really don't like going live. And I say that to y'all every time I have to come on here, but you're just going to have to bear with me until I get over this. So catch me in my growing phase as I'm on my way to the new place. So I'll get there. And the other thing, it's convenience. It's so convenient for me to do a pre-recorded show. I can pre-record it, send the link over to Fishbowl Radio Network, and hey, I can go on and move freely about the cabin. I can go and do something else. If I want to watch a TV show that I need to watch, I can do that. If I want to go out to eat, I can do that. But it is convenient. But sometimes convenience does not allow us to grow. It causes us to remain stuck, where you keep running and running to the same place, getting the same thing once again and doing the same thing, but there is no growth there. As I was talking to some friends of mine this week, I was saying it's like going to get that easy answer and the quick response in time of trouble. And I equated it to 7-Eleven or Quick Trip. And they stay open all night because they know you're coming, and they know you're coming in desperation. They've been in the same place, on the same corner, staying open, 7-Eleven, Quick Trip, all night, waiting on you to show up. They have the same inventory. How many when you go in there, those shelves, they never change. It's like they always stock. I never see them empty, but they're always set up the same way. And they know you're coming. You got the same inventory with the same option, just what you need. In the middle of the night, late at night, but they're the convenience store. And that's what we grew up calling them. That's what they are, a convenience store. And anything that's convenient, It gives you just what convenience gives you. It doesn't give you anything more than what's on those shelves. And this is what we stock. You can't go in there looking for the, look, all the produce and all the meat that you need when you going shopping on a regular shopping trip. This is a convenience trip. And so when you're going to look for something, you need something and you need it in a hurry. This is a quick fix. This is what I'm talking about. When something is convenient to you, it is a quick fix. It's a temporary solution to something that probably, if we go a little bit further, press a little bit harder, grow, then you're probably going to get a different result and something that probably is a little bit more long lasting for you, and something that's probably a bit more permanent than that temporary fix that we get when we run to that convenient place. And so, and it's funny, sometimes even when something is convenient, we're willing to pay more for it. So, it may cost you more time, more trouble, connecting with the wrong person in your convenient place or what you're seeking. And you're going to pay more for it. And it's crazy that we're willing to do that. I know this is going to come at a cost, but you know what? It's convenient. It's convenient. So I'm just going to go ahead and get that. And so, and then you end up saying, you don't stay long, but look, what you dealt with might last a little bit longer than you wanted it to last. And so sometimes we pay more for something being convenient than if we had gone on to getting that good thing, that right thing, and that better thing that God has for us. And so it is a matter of growth and coming out of comfort. Coming away for some time the familiar thing to get that thing, that permanent thing, the better thing, the good thing, they that wait upon the Lord, whatever it is that He is saying to you, okay, you need to grow in this area, and leave that alone. Again, Miss Karen, stop pre-recording. You're not going to do that because I need you to grow in this area. And so, again, thinking about fighting to stay free, even if I have to fight me, even if I have to fight myself to come out of my old way of doing things, I have to come out my comfort zone, what makes me be comfortable doing it this way. And you might get a different result if you try something different. And so even as I laughed and talked with her tonight, I knew, girl, you got to do this. So just going to get up and go do it. But it was just interesting to me, the process that I took myself through trying to do something that was convenient. I was waiting to the last minute. I procrastinated, which inspired her to call me, because it's like, we don't have Karen's stuff yet. We don't have all her information on her show, because I put it off and I didn't want to do it. And so getting over myself as I'm saying, this fighting to stay free, even if I have to fight me. I had to come out of something just with that one phone call and pressing my way to go live. Like I said, those that are close to me, I do not like this, but I'm here. I showed up doing it afraid. Also laughing at myself as I do it. And I'm out here. I'm out here now. So look, there's no going back, but I can tell you the story of what it took for me to get here. I can say that. And so when we think about fighting to stay free, and fighting yourself, just challenge yourself tonight. What is it? What is it? It may have been something, for me, I know I can go all the way back to, I think it was in high school, and I took speech class, and I took it to get over my fear of speaking. But here I am still wrestling with not a fear of speaking, but just being present and, stepping up here and doing this. It's okay. I can do it and stand in a church, and I don't mind preaching. But this right here, this is something that I can say honestly that I've had a struggle with getting over. And if I can go all the way back to high school in 60, and tell you, yeah, I'm still struggling, So wherever it is that that, hey, it's just whatever it is that you might be dealing with that causes you to run to that familiar place or that comfortable place, or the convenient place, that easy fix, that quick fix. I challenge you tonight to just consider that, think about that for a moment. It might be, enabling you as it was enabling me. I can clearly say, it's done, but that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna go through it again. I probably will, honestly. Just strong. I probably will do it again. And right where I am, as I said, just strong, the movement that honors you just where you are. I'm still strong, even in my weakness. I'm still strong. And I thank God for that his strength is made perfect in my weakness. And so it does push me and encourage me. And he does have that one person that he will send your way at the right moment, because she certainly was mine. And it caused me to act out of character, where she was used to having my information. It wasn't available because I procrastinated. And so that might be something that you're facing, is your own procrastination. It may cause you to act out of character. And there was a time, even before I started doing Remove Logic, it just gave me flat out anxiety to do this. And so, but I'm over that. But I still have something that's stuck in my head that when it comes to going live on Facebook, where here I am, there she is again with this same put it off procrastination, go with the easy fix and the convenience and the familiar, that we can just get through this moment. Because sometimes by the time I get to Thursday and I don't have a person prepared to do a pre-recording, if y'all can see the process that I go through mentally, seriously, I do go through something mentally just to get to the point, and then I just suck it up and run myself right on in my office and say, okay, Karen, go ahead and do that. But I keep doing the same thing over and over again. And so I don't mind sharing, this with you. So you might be going through the same cycle, because it is a cycle over and over and over again, to keep doing the same thing. And I kept, I keep doing them. I don't say kept because I'm just getting past myself tonight. But that doesn't mean it's not going to come back again. And it may. It may. But I can say the evidence is that I did it. And your evidence will be that you did it as well. So I just want to encourage you tonight, from a stuck place, that I'm unstuck right in your face, unstuck. So, but it's funny how, familiar things can keep you acting in a familiar way. Comfortable things can keep you operating in a comfortable way, and convenient things will keep you coming in a convenient way, because you know that it's convenient. And I truly believe that we're in a season where God is not allowing those things, familiar things, comfortable things, and convenient things. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. I had the ladies laughing earlier this week, talking about that. It's like we will create, we will go and ask the same person for help that has been so easy for us to get the help from, and all of a sudden they'll tell you no. And you looking like, would you help me the last time? No, because God is just not going to allow them to continue so that you can grow. And so even though I was talking today about me doing this, she was not going to let me get off the phone without saying, Karen, you're going live. And I knew it. And she was like, I'm not going to let you go until I said, I'm going live. She said, I'm glad to hear that, because I wasn't going to let you off the phone until you said I'm going live. And so sometimes running to a person that you are familiar with, that has always helped you, and then all of a sudden they're saying no, And then you get mad and you don't understand. It's like, well, what am I going to do now? Trust God. Trust God. And the reason they're saying no is because there needs to be some growth there. Growth in faith, growth in trust, and growth in going somewhere else, doing something different. Doing something different. And I dare you, challenge you to challenge yourself to do something different. My other points this week will be it resolved. You know, resolve some things and settle some things in yourself that God has got you. That you're not alone and it's okay. You're not going to fall. You're not going to crumble. And if the convenient, comfortable, familiar places are not available, then God got somebody else somewhere to help you. To be, you know, to be your support, or look, God being the source and them being the resource is not going to come the way you think it's going to come in this season. We are in unfamiliar territory, and we have been for quite some time now. And so it is incumbent upon us to look, take a risk and take a chance on yourself. We were talking about the fact that it might have been that I was doubting myself, you know. And it's really interesting how doubt does come in. And so I was like, well, I don't know if it's doubt. But yeah, it had to be some lack of confidence in there somewhere, you know, if it's just a moment. Because again, I'm going to do it. Because responsibility and accountability says so. But again, I still had the apprehension. And so just encourage yourself to know that it's just as simple as walking sometimes across the floor, getting up and going out of the door, picking up the phone and asking, hey, reaching out to something new rather than something familiar. And, you know, saying, hey, I need help in another direction rather than help in the same familiar place. It's easier to go. I call it the easy button, pushing that easy button. And that's what I wanted to do, to click record, to pre-record my show. The guy said, not today, you won't. And so, but just think about that, you know, the rest of the week or even tonight, tomorrow. You know, what is it that is causing you to not be as free as you should be or as free as you could be? What is limiting you? Is it that familiar place, running to the same place, getting the same thing, but wanting something different? Sometimes you have to do something different to get something different. I'm reminded of the scripture that says, behold, I do a new thing. Do you not perceive it? Do you not perceive it? You know, don't you see that God is doing something new? I didn't see it. I was still waiting for the last minute for him to tell me who I could pre-record. And sometimes it gets to the point like, you want to be on my show? You want to do, you want to be on Remove Logic? And the reason why is because I just don't want to go live. And it's like that, you know, and I'm so grateful sometimes when people say yes, because it relieves me. But tonight, God was like, no, you're not you doing this. And so I'm grateful that I am, but I'm even more grateful that I can share the testimony of, look, overcoming my own self and getting beyond my fear, apprehension, self-doubt, whatever it is. And it's funny because I really don't have a name for it. Because like I said, I'm gonna do it. And that's the laughable part, that I take myself through all the process that I take myself through, but I'm still gonna get it done. And perhaps you're like that, because this, to me, it's almost foolishness in my head. It's really in my head. Like, girl, go on, you know you're gonna do it. So why are you going through all of these look silly reindeer games with yourself, and you know you're gonna do it? So I just want to encourage you tonight. I hope that this has helped to shake off the familiar thing, to get out of the comfortable thing and run and go the other direction from the convenient thing. So just that you might do something different, try it, see if it works, trust God and see if he sends somebody else, turn left where you would have turned right, or just go straight and keep it moving rather than stopping and looking for that easy out or that familiar hand up. So yeah, but that's look, my lesson today. I hope you got something out of it. Look, and pray that God send me somebody to look pre-record for next week as I laugh at myself. But either way, I'm going to be here. Look, come hell or high water and Karen getting over Karen. I'll be here next week for Remove Logic Thursday at 7 o'clock. And again, this segment is brought to you by Just Strong. I'm a brand ambassador for Just Strong. I love working out, trying to get this body together for 60 and this new season of my life, fighting in that department to stay healthy and stay free myself. So if you're looking for some good athletic gear, let me know and I'll send you the link for Just Strong. Again, it is a movement for women that you are strong just where you are. Don't beat yourself up, or even as I was doing, have any self-doubt. If you get it, overcome it, and let's just keep it moving. Be encouraged for what's next in your life. And I look to see you again next Thursday, same place, same time, Thursday at 7 o'clock. Me and my shenanigans as I get over myself and all of this going live on Facebook. Thank you so much for joining me tonight on Remove Logic Radio. This is your host, Karen Ray Lacey.